certainly very difficult to disagree with many of the points that have been made by speakers across the House today. But Minister, I welcome the opportunity to speak on the Employment Permits Bill. And yesterday I chaired a very important meeting of the Joint Oireachtas Committee on Environment and Climate Action, and senior officials from the SEAI were into the committee to discuss with us progress they are making and the challenges they face in carrying out their ambitious task, and that's to oversee the upgrading of 500,000 homes to B2 standard by 2030. Now, the policy and the plan are clear, and SEAI are moving strongly in the right direction, but they pointed out that their ability to deliver was somewhat constrained by the fact that our economy now is at full employment and the labour market was facing shortages. Now, I don't want to single out SEAI because the reality is that this challenge is facing all sectors, not just the retrofitting sector. And as a government and as an Oireachtas, indeed, we've set ourselves a monumental task, and that's to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 50% by 2030 based on 2018 levels. And I won't say it's easy to set targets, but it's certainly more difficult to plot the path to achieving them, and it's more difficult still to stay on that path. Now, the offshore wind challenge vies with the retrofitting one as being the largest infrastructure project in the history of the state. We've brought in special framework legislation, we've set up new state agencies to oversee Ireland becoming a net exporter of energy, and that will be a total change from our current status where we import more than 90% of our total energy from abroad. So we will need thousands of planners and ecologists, engineers, technologists, administration staff, human resources personnel for this sector alone, Minister. Now, in the first instance, we need to train our own citizens and develop a workforce that matches the needs of our rapidly changing economy and society. But being at full employment here in Ireland, we have to look overseas, and we have to enable the people with the skills that we need to come over here and help us achieve our critically important objective. And the skills we need are in short supply right across Europe, because we're not the only ones embarking on a radical and necessary transition. So we have to be creative in how we attract people to this country. Now, Ireland is an attractive country to come to for a whole load of reasons, and I don't need to go into those because we're well aware of them, but we simply have to remove the unnecessary barriers, and I won't repeat the points that have been very ably made by my colleagues across the House. And I want to add to this debate, I don't think it's a point that has been mentioned, that it isn't as simple as inviting people over and giving them work visas. New workers will bring new families, and they will have a major demographic impact. And we've seen in the last 5 years the population of Ireland has increased by about 10%, and that's beyond the projected increases of Ireland 2040, the National Planning Framework, and it's put immense pressure on our ability to house people, to provide adequate health, education, childcare, public transport and other services. And these new people coming to Ireland are going to continue to put further pressure on those services that are indeed at breaking point.